Yeah, so this is the final video of the weekend that we spent in northern New South Wales. Took the 790 down riding with the 690R and the 450. See how it went, keeping up in the slightly tighter stuff, but with the rain that we got, we didn't end up doing too much, and literally no single track. But we did come across some good tracks on the way back. I really enjoyed this kind of farm track. You know, if I had my way, we'd all ride to work and home on tracks like this every day. But sadly, that's not the reality of life. So when you get these, you really do enjoy them. So a few puddles around from the rain. Because of the rain the previous few days, the track conditions were pretty good and not too dusty, as you can see, a few puddles here and there. So yeah, just pretty relaxed riding through here. The 790 just eats these roads up. It's just absolutely perfect for them. You know, every time you come around a corner, you just want to wind it on and get to the next corner. And I used up about half my rear tyre on this trip. Probably used more on this trip than we did the trip down to Lake Eyre and Flinders and stuff. But once the tyre's a little bit less fresh, I do tend to get a little bit more throttle happy and give the bike its head and let it go and just get to its natural kind of speed that it likes to sit at. Now that it's all loosened up and stuff, the ride is much more comfortable and you can push it along. So yeah, good fun. Hope you're enjoying it as well. Yeah, as you can see, it's just interesting riding out here with a little bit of rise and fall. You know, things change. There's, you know, ditches on one side and culverts and all kinds of things to, you know, make you keep a bit of an eye out. But generally speaking, the roads are pretty nice and just wind their way up through the valleys. I've got Bose noise cancelling headphones in, and most of the time I'm listening to music. And it's funny, sometimes I can look at the videos and tell whether there was a cruisy, relaxed type of song on, or something with a little bit more energy, just by how I'm riding. You know, sometimes I'm sitting there humming away to myself, or the music gets you a little bit more motivated to push along. So I'd say in this case I'm probably listening to something pretty relaxed. When you see a fence coming up and a cattle grid, you always have to be sure that you're hovering up over the seat and you've got the front end light. The cattle grids can be raised a little bit and knock your front rims around, or launch you, or all kinds of things. Out west sometimes they're a few inches higher, so I'm always sitting there ready to hover. The other thing is you also have to check that there's not a gate there, and you know, I've heard stories of guys running into the wires that are strung across. Very, very hard to avoid that if you're coming in hot. So yeah, it's always a place to have a little bit of caution. We ran into 3 or 4 areas where the fires have been through, either recently or in the case just south of Jack Adgery, they were actually still burning, and fire crews were still there. So that was a pretty common theme. It's so dry out there. Once again, I want to encourage anyone who's able to get out, ride out there, and spend a little bit of time, a little bit of money, and keep the businesses out there going. Farmers are doing it tough. Also, go to buyabale.com.au and help support farmers any way that you can there. I do, and I'd encourage anyone else to do that as well.
At roadworks, as you can see, quite a few.